Hi, let me tell you a story.
A tale of good and evil. Hate. It was with this hand Cain greeted his brother one last time. Love. These 5 fingers reach straight into the soul of life itself. The story of life is this. Hate is always fighting, swinging wherever it can. And sometimes it sees love. And love doesn't notice. And just when it looks like love is about to lose and hate is about to swing at love one last time, the unthinkable happens. With love's grasp, hate cannot move. It is forced into submission. But hate cannot feel love, and one day it'll come back to fight love twice as strong. So you must be prepared to love, just as much as you're never prepared to hate.
Alpha. We're
Alpha Chad Sigma males! I don't even know how fucking late I am to the trend of that. But let's talk about it anyways. So as you know, Andrew Tate came out of like a fucking manhole one day and he just started talking, and he talked so loud that people eventually listened to him.
And you get deep into your lungs.
Like, Andrew Tate's really weird. Like, obviously he's like a misogynist and this and that. But what gets me is he always starts something relatively like correct. Like, oh, men's mental health is unchecked. Vaping is bad for you. He always starts off something like
40 or 50 chemicals that you've never heard of, you can't name, you don't know where they come from, all combined to try and taste like fucking watermelon.
And the longer he just keeps talking, it just keeps getting worse.
What's it called? Fucking that thing. Something furnace. You motherfuckers know.
And worse.
Give me a big fat cigar. I'm risking cancer to look like a mafia boss. Fine.
And worse.
Why are we trying to save people?
Until he's like on a schizophrenic ramble about something. He's been getting a shit ton of attention for just, you know, saying like, I actually don't know what he talks about, if I'm being completely honest. But a bunch of fucking people saw what he was doing and said, oh my gosh, this is my time to shine.
Recovery. It's part of the process. This one, 170 degrees. 40 minutes.
I don't have TikTok. I'm scrolling through the plebeian Instagram reels instead. I found one of the subsidiaries of Tateism. It's this guy. Garrett J. White is this man. You might be wondering, why is he like worshiping himself? So the first question I'm asking is like, who is this man trying to become an Andrew Tate evangelical? Who is he manipulating?
free yourself from the shackles you think are there. Tomorrow your journey begins.
He got semi-viral off a trending video, and
Accept your calling. Rise for yourself.
it's a very, very strange video. So the next natural step for people obsessed with Andrew Tate is just become like an evangelical. So I'm just thinking to myself, how the fuck did he get here? He has clawed and sunk his nails into a mountain to get to where he is now. So I just want to look at stuff from like the past year that he's been up to. Looking through and scrolling through his Instagram, he has a lot of quotes, all of which are quoted by himself. And you might be thinking some of these might be plagiarized. They could be. I didn't look through all of them. But the ones I did look at, I don't think anybody else could have wrote them. Divine timing is the magical element to creation, and the number one skill required to access it is patience. That one doesn't have like a comma. Yeah, so he definitely wrote that one. And you're probably wondering what it means. Me too. Let's look at this one. Disconnection is the source of dysfunction, and until you can reconnect yourself to God, you will continue to suffer dysfunction. Again, I didn't process a single word he said, but you'll notice that word, God. Yeah, nothing he does or says has anything to really do with God. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think this guy is a false prophet.
You speak of God, people are offended. You speak of bullshit, and you celebrate it.
As a man of religion myself, I'm not very convinced of this man's faith. But that doesn't mean we can't give him a chance. We can still look at whatever he's up to. Let's see what he's been doing beforehand that led him up to this point.
Hey, for myself, my wife, and my kids.
He's been working very, very hard to get to the point where he is now. Because he's been doing whatever the fuck this is since 2017. So that's before, you know, Andrew Tate. He's been on this grind for like 6 years now, soon to be 7. With this thing called a Warrior X. It's like a Alpha Chad boot camp sort of thing. But let's see what he's doing now.
I have no control over humanity. I only have dominion over me.
Why the fuck is he Fortnite dancing on a mansion?
Dominion was not about dominating anyone else. It was not about dominating your wife, your children, or your competition. This dominion that God was speaking of was domination of oneself.
That's great, bro. I still I still can't understand a fucking word he's ever talking about ever. But nice mansion. Nice mansion. I'm sure that's actually yours and you didn't rent it.
Imagine, this is what I wanted. I wanted a marriage where my wife could say whatever she was thinking.
And Alpha Chad isn't complete without his podcast guest appearances. What would he be without where do these podcasts come from? So far, so good. We're 5 seconds in. This guy is saying something generally agreeable. He wants a marriage where he can have a wife that can say whatever she wants to say.
Most men tell me, I want a powerful woman. I was like, no, you don't. You want a nice pair of tits and a vagina that'll fuck you on demand. And then you want a woman that'll take care of your children. That's usually 2 people, by the way. So why don't you be honest? You can't handle a powerful woman. And so you got all these powerful women rise and try to act like dudes. So they don't act feminine.
Again, I lost something along the way. Okay, so he wants a wife where she can say what she's thinking. Okay. But at the same time, men want sex and someone to take care of their family. They don't want someone who says what they think. They don't want a transparent relationship. Like, I'm not trying to be like obviously, like, this dude is not a good guy, so I'm not trying to virtue signal and be like, but I'm trying to, like, legitimately understand what he's saying. But he's saying, like, 3 detached things at the same time, and it's genuinely, like, what the fuck is he trying to say?
And no powerful guy wants to be in a relationship where he has to come home and battle his own testosterone. Bitch, you better back down. And me and my Danielle went through that, me and my wife. She would come back from her business all, like, alphaed up and come in the house and try to alpha me. I'm like, okay, listen, bitch, we're gonna get this straight right now, okay? You are never gonna approach me like this in this house. And she's like, yeah, fuck you. And guess what? We went to war, bro.
My wife is trying to alpha me?
I played games in my marriage that most men will die before they have the courage to play it.
Yeah, probably because their wife divorces them. Yeah, he just described a domestic dispute. Like, he's literally just describing fighting his wife. Bro tip for all my chads out there. If you want to calm down your wife, just tell her you never talk to me like that again and she'll understand. So, yeah, this guy is, we'll just keep going.
One of the reasons why men struggle so much to get clear about what it is to be a man is the fact that they take their counsel on what it is to be a man and to do things as a man from women. Most of us raised by well-intended mothers who taught us the feminine version of how to be men.
This is a very insecure person if I've ever seen one. Is there such thing as being dependent on your parents and maybe being a mama's boy? Yeah, that is a thing. This guy is just labeling basic social issues guys have on, like, women. Yeah, maybe there's a reason so many Gen Zers are anxious when they're trying to order food. There's so many factors that go into, like, why someone's mental health might be as shitty as it is. I get wanting there to be only one reason as to why, but the simple fact is that you need to go to therapy and understand why you have 200 different reasons as to why you're mentally unstable. But this guy clearly doesn't go to therapy. He just says...
And then we watch as terrified women in today's marketplace, across Christianity, across religion, are terrified when men start actually showing up as God created them to be. Intense, aggressive, masculine, alpha.
I'm pretty sure that was in the book of Genesis, right? When God created Adam, it was like mud, clay, alpha, protein powder.
We're if we keep taking advice from women on how to be men. Gentlemen, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, man, it's these things with vaginas, they're controlling the human. Let's be honest, anyone can manipulate you. Even a guy like Garrett J. White can manipulate you. Yes, is it true that women can manipulate men? Yes, some of these hoes ain't loyal. But is it always going to be a woman? No. Let's just get this out of the way. Anyone can fuck you up. Your mom can fuck you up, your dad can fuck you up, your friends can fuck you up, your girlfriend can fuck you up, your priest can fuck you up, anybody can fuck you up. It's not just one reason, basically. Let's see. Let's keep going.
If you are considering attending this event, it is absolutely imperative that you do whatever you can to get here in person.
Now, can you have, like, more wind blow in your face when you're talking so that way the mic sounds like this whenever you're trying to, like, say what you're trying to say? I don't know. That's pretty alpha of him. It's pretty alpha of him to be, like, filming in, like, 50-mile-per-hour weather. What is this event, by the way? What's the event?
Move forward and secure your seat at the upcoming Warrior Method event now.
Now. Warrior Method event now. I tried looking up stuff about this. I couldn't find anything about it. I think because the event's over, there's no like information about it. From what it sounds like the greatest fucking thing, and it'll save your life forever, especially if you're a vulnerable male. You want to go to this guy. He's gonna help you real good. He's gonna incorporate you into his own society. It's called Garrettville, and there's gonna be people just like you, and you guys are gonna have a great time. You're gonna build each other up, and no, you can't leave. If you can't leave, you gotta. I know you brought clothes. I know you brought stuff, but you can't take that when you leave this village. You can't leave the warrior village. And here's some more endorsements about this warrior method event from people.
When Garrett first told me about the Warrior Method event that he was doing and invited me to come, of course, the first thing is I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea what the content was going to be like, no idea what the curriculum was going to be like, but I really didn't care.
This man is a victim. This man is a poor, unfortunate soul.
Because there are two reasons that you train with somebody. One is for the information. One is for the content. The other reason that you choose to come train with somebody, or that I could choose to come train with somebody, is because I know who they are.
There's two reasons I train. The first reason is to learn. The second is because he has a nicer house than me. He has a nicer wife than me, better car, you know. He has like more rare Pokemon cards. He has a couple like, you know, vintage Charizard cards. I don't know. He's just like, his life's better than mine. I just want his life. Is that too fucking much to ask for?
And at the very top of that list in my life has been Garrett J. White. For the last several years, he has been at the top of the list of the person that what he brings when he trains is not just the content. What he brings is the reality of a human being who is totally...
To be like someone who's more successful than me? I don't think so. I don't think that's too big of a demand. That's not demanding at all. I can do that. I can be the man Garrett wants me to be. There's some more endorsements.
If you are considering attending the Warrior Method event...
Nope, that's not warrior body. That's not a warrior body. Let's get him out of here. What do you think Garrett would think about this man's physique?
I would just say push the button. This has truly been the best investment I have ever made, and I invested thousands and thousands of dollars.
Whoa. You invested how much?
And I invested thousands and thousands of dollars.
Brother, guys, I think this might be a scam. I think something about this like this whole warrior thing, there's just something about this that feels a little off.
And I invested thousands and thousands of dollars.
You invested thousands? I can only have so much sympathy. At least he's got a nice coat.
This event has been a masterpiece of a master.
A masterpiece of a monster. That's gonna be I think that's gonna be like the title of his documentary when he like. Nah, this guy's not on steroids. It's not like he goes in bodybuild competitions or anything.
It was really fun for me to see Garrett on stage today. And this guy has so much confidence, right? He can go speak in front of thousands.
You know, some things I like about Garrett, you know, like he's cool. He can speak in front of like a lot of people. And, you know, I think that's really cool. He has like a lot of confidence. That's like awesome.
I don't want to say it's fun to see him nervous, but it was. I was like, the Garrett J. White, like, you're human. It's scary.
Seeing him nervous, like, dude, you're Garrett J. White. You have 100,000 followers on Instagram. How could you ever be nervous? You're Garrett J. White. You're the warrior. Is this his wife or something? Who is this woman talking about him?
So for all of the people that are considering doing it, I say go for it. It allows you to kind of drop the ego a little bit.
Yeah, being in a bodybuilding competition really drops the ego. It really does. Yeah, being in a competition where you show thousands of people how strong you are, it really just like... really humbles you. Really, you know, what I like about Garrett J. White is that he is truly humbled under God. And I actually did see like a humbling video from him. I saw something where I was like, wait, this is the Garrett J. White I've been seeing, who's like constantly saying like the worst things possible. Like he's just dancing and he's with his wife, and it, you know, it just like he just looks like an actual person here. He doesn't look like the villain in a 2000s comedy movie where grandma almost loses her house over this guy. And I was looking at the description. I was like, progress, not perfection. We started dance lessons this year. Turns out it's a lot more than just dance. We're learning. And I was like, oh, that's like, you know, why can't we see more of this Garrett J. White? And I realized it was posted by his wife. And I said, oh, maybe, okay. And then I went back to another video that Garrett J. White made, and I was, you know, put back into reality.
If we, the people, don't rise above all of this bullshit, the empire that we have enjoyed
for hundreds of years is going to collapse.
The empire. Yeah, man, this guy's a Roman, man. Empire. America's an empire, man. The empire of the United States. Good lord. This guy is a fucking trip. And you'll notice he's like saying nothing. Things are bad right now.
The money system is fucked. The political system's fucked. The education system's fucked. Our bodies are fucked. Marriages are fucked. Raising children are fucked. Our young kids are fucked.
Economic inflation, political elections, education system is messed up. I'm not eating too good. My wife talked me out of a prenup. My kids, they're listening to rock music. Fucking collapses like Wendy Williams on a stage. Doesn't she have dementia? You don't need a 9.5 hour long video essay to know this guy's a con artist. We can just look at this and we can just say, how do we save the people that are under this man's grasp?
Most little boys are now being taught they are girls and that their penis is something they should be ashamed of.
I want to go up to Garrett J. White and go, cock shame, cock shame, cock shame. His face is really fucking red. This dude's balls are the size of fucking raisins or something.
Everything is flipping as God prophesied it would. In the last days, good would be called bad, bad would be called good, night would be called light, and light would be called darkness. My friends, wake the fuck up. If you're connected with what I'm saying, it means you're called. Get off the fucking sideline. Warrior is not the only way, but you will have a choice in the next 12 to 18 months. You will watch this shit roll in as the chaos accelerates at a level that we have never understood before.
What the fuck is he prophesizing? What the... 12 to 8. By the way, if they talk about God and make prophecies at the same time, those things don't correlate. The most clear thing he said is maybe like, guys are being taught to be ashamed they got a penis. And when guys lose all of their clothes, they buckle their knees together and put their hands over their junk when they should be doing this and showing everyone their cock. Listen, I'm insecure about myself, you know. I'm not always happy with who I am as a person. Sometimes the weight of my own being is a lot. Is it because of my cock? No. This dude's face is so fucking red. So now we're at the point, this guy's got so much money, so much reputation, he has gone to his next stage of being an evangelist.
You speak of God, people are offended. You speak of bullshit, and you celebrate it.
God, this guy's talking on a stage with a huge fucking screen behind him, just saying his name, and in his face, oh God.
You speak of truth, and you're persecuted. You speak of lies, and you're elevated. Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident. No guarantee of happiness. We go back further to the Bible. Book of Genesis, real simple. In the beginning was the heavens and the earth.
So I'm going to try to break down his method of manipulation, because it's not the same as Andrew Tate, because you'll notice he's quoting the Declaration of Independence, and Andrew Tate has like that weird like frog in his throat that makes him European. This guy's process of like trying to reach out to people is saying American society is bad, Constitution, God. This guy's like philosophy is the Pledge of Allegiance.
And the earth was without form, and darkness covered the deep, and the Spirit of God moved across those waters. Verse 3, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. And creation began, and for many of you here, you sit in darkness.
All right, we're going to talk about America, Declaration of Independence. Now we're going to talk about God, and then we're going to be like, he talks about America, then he talks about God, then he says, this is how we're going to fix America. You join my warrior program, you pay $300, we'll join, you know, then you're like...
You just stood as a man in a group of women, and you didn't protect anything.
Accept your calling. Rise for yourself.
Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck? What is this like? What the fuck is this Hunger Games fucking?
I appreciate all your love, brother. Hey, I appreciate all your love. I hear all your love. How about you come up here with me? Doesn't take a strong man to stand up in a room of women and do what you just did. That's weakness. 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 Don't want to shake your hand. Don't want it.
Listen, God will shake your hand. I won't. You're weak. Get away from me, you disgusting foul beast. So I'm assuming this guy is like, I can't think of a better word. He's like heckling Garrett or whatever. He's like, come here. It's okay. Come here. You just did that in front of girls. You just did that in front of the ladies, brother. Weak. This is the video that went viral. You can see it went viral because the comments are actively against this guy. He's more brave for standing up in front of thousands to speak against what you're saying than you are for just not. Like, even if he just shook his hand, he probably could have like recruited 500 more members, brother. That is bad. That's bad business. That's bad sales technique. You always shake your hand after a deal.
God is the author of transformation. I am not God. I am not transformation. I am not a transformational trainer. I'm an entrepreneur, a father, a husband, a builder, a man, a son of God. I'm weak and I'm strong. I'm committed and I'm not. All at the same time.
You were this close. If you're weak, why didn't you shake the hand with the other weak guy? I don't know. He was this close though. He was weak. Oh, but I'm also strong. Guys, if you want to see how strong I am, I'm in a bodybuilding contest. You can see me. I do one of these. It's really fucking cool, by the way. It's really fucking badass. I'm fucking awesome.
You think that a president's going to change things? They will. Look, they're not lying about that. Triangle.
I think I got my point across. On who this guy is. If Andrew Tate didn't traffic people, this guy would be way worse in my book. Obviously, you can tell he's got white hair. He's a little bit on the older side. I wanted to know what his life was like before the warrior. Like, again, he's been doing this since 2017, and I had to dig deep. I'll be honest. I had to dig deep to find out more about this guy before he saw the Roman Empire and said, hey, I can do that. Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, just give me like 6 years. Give me 7 years. Give me 12 to 18 months. I can build the Roman Empire. I found this, by the way. I'm just going to show you what I found.
This is Garrett J. White, the authentic entrepreneur, coming at you real, raw, and relevant.
So yeah, 12 years ago, he looked like a Linus Crank Tips. Yeah, so this is another like academy. It's not the Warrior Academy, but it was more like related to just marketing in general rather than being a man or whatever the fuck.
We're founder and creator of the Paid to Play Academy, where we train transformational speakers, trainers, and coaches on the unique art and science of awakening, activating, and applying by building and constructing.
So you were always like this.
And this, my friends, is a business breakthrough. And today we're going to talk about sales, right? Sales. The wonderful fruit, the more you eat, the more you toot.
Huh?
I don't know.
Dude, steroids messed him the fuck up. I'm not saying that what he's doing is morally right still, because it's still a scam. But at least he's like a person. At least he's trying to have like a sense of humor and like vulnerability.
So I can remember being in two different positions when it comes to sales, right? One is I didn't really need your money. The second is I really need your money. Survival, I created what in Buddhism is called attachment.
Look, even this guy back then, he was using Buddhism. Yeah, find your chakra.
Over here on this side, I would find myself coming in constantly mentally thinking, how am I going to close the deal? 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 And constantly trying to manipulate the conversation to get to the outcome. Every question I asked was not about the person. It was about leading them down a manipulative path of get out of here.
No subtitles with emojis floating around, just a man living in the moment.
Now notice this. Over here I had an agenda. Over here I had an intention.
Over here I had an agenda, over here I had an intention.
That beautiful 2011 editing. The good old days.
You need to go into the sales conversation as if you don't need it. Because if you go into the sales conversation as if you need it, you desperately need it, you will do one of two things. Number one, you're going to screw it up, and you're going to vomit on them.
This is probably the most sound advice he's ever like given. I don't think it's perfect, but I think if you're trying to sell something to someone, don't overthink it, you know? And you know what? He's giving advice that isn't something a car salesman would do, which is actually like the most morally responsible thing he's ever done. He's saying don't get too attached to what you're selling or the customer itself. I mean, there's a very big morally gray section there, obviously, but
what I mean is you're going to overpromise, and underdeliver.
A salesman telling me not to overpromise on a pitch? What happened to this guy? Holy shit. This is not Garrett. This is Gary. I feel like I'm watching one of those movies or shows. A guy takes over the world or something, and somehow the characters go back in time and they find this guy like selling, stuff on the street. fuck, man. If you're feeling insecure about yourself, if you're not feeling like you're worth enough, try to talk it out with someone. Or, you know, if you have a wife, try to like be more communicative with her, talk with her more. All I can hope is this guy doesn't murder anyone. I feel like he would. For some reason, there's like this sinking feeling about him. All right.